Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tangent Time, where I just talk about things that are not game related, just anything else. Movies, TV shows, or booking, I guess. I don't know. But today's what I want to talk about is Cyberpunk, because I have no one to really talk to about this outside of my partner, and we have already had this discussion. I still have a bit of the itch. Yeah, and spoiler alert, I'm just going to talk about whatever the fuck I want, so if you don't like spoilers, help me not make any revenue by clicking off this video. So I want to start and preface off with I went into this blind. I watched the trailer, but outside of that, I played the game. I gave up halfway through. Mechanics were pretty meh. The world was beautiful, but all the bugs, makes a Zergling Rush seem amateur. Fuck, it was painful. I gave up. Now, once again, I'm not even gonna go into like the entire CD Projekt Red, but to me, what Cyberpunk was, because I played a little bit of Edgerunner, like the actual card game, and I read a little bit of the book of the actual Cyberpunk world, like the D&D shit. But the world of Cyberpunk is about corporate greed and about it talks a lot about philosophical themes, like what is a soul, like who are you as an individual, communities, and the futility of life, of how we like push ourselves to like achieve goals, like in June it has fear is a mind killer, right? To me, although I don't know if this is an exact quote, Cyberpunk for me feels like it's not, nobody cares about how you live, like Night City only cares about how you die. That's what's important, how you die, live like a legend or like nothing at all. And that's kind of like what like the Cyberpunk brand means to me. How are you going to die? And there's a scene in like the fourth or fifth episode of the 10 episode series of Cyberpunk Edgerunners where, okay, I'll re-go back to that. Functionally, the story is about a kid with a mother that works super hard to basically put his kid into a corpo school. So corporations basically control the entirety of Night City. They're basically both the government, like judge, execution, all that sort of shit. They have the best tech, best money, like all the money, military, all this sort of shit, right? So this, my mother is trying to put this kid through this school as best as he humanly possibly can, so that he can live a corpo life, so that he doesn't have to live in the slums like they do currently right now. Then freak accident happens, she dies, and they just don't have money, so she just dies. No one gives a shit, and it fucks him up for good reason. He's a kid that just lost his mother. The kids at the corporal school don't give a shit about him, bully him because they don't like him. Superiority, class divide, all that sort of shit that they're talking about. Eventually, he gains access to the theme called Chrome, which means chromed up, where you get cybernetic enhancements, which he can slow down time for like brief moments. Most of the time, the entire thing plot revolves around the fact that this is a very cybernetic enhancements cause this thing called cyberpsychosis eventually, where you lose control of your mind and you just go on a killer rampage because it deteriorates your brain. But this kid is really good at withstanding the poison that comes from it, like the not poison, but the side effects from it. So most people that use the Sanderson, which is like a spinal implant that makes you slow down time, they will die within 1 or 2 shots. He can do it like 8 to 10 shots in a day. It's just he was built like it, built more sturdy, as one of the characters would say. And yeah, he uses it. Eventually, gets into a group called Cyberpunk, where they just chrome the living fuck out of themselves. And I love the idea of like Cyberpunk in the sense that to survive in this world, you need to get stronger, more powerful. But it physically drives you insane. It's not just a metaphor. It's like legitimately the things that make your life better will also kill you. It's slowly strangling you. And I love that. I love how they put an emphasis on it. And then shenanigans happen, and then eventually love circle happens and corporations get into it and shit hits the fan, right? But what I really liked about that was there was a scene in episode 405 where the main leader of the cyberpunk called Maine, and like one of the episodes starts off with him just running in the desert. And what I felt from that is just like he just didn't know where to go. And once he reached the end, he's like, where do I go now? Like that question, I was like, what, like, you know, what is life? What is this purpose? And in that episode, the violence slowly escalates to a point where he's starting to get psychosis, and they're like, you gotta tone down the chrome, you gotta fucking like take off the cybernetics. He's like, I've been running forward my entire life. I can't give that up now. It's my identity. It's me. These things are a part of me. Giving it up means giving up who I am. And I love that obsession. And eventually, in his last moments, he chooses to die as who he is, rather than try to live a life that he, or like live a life of a person who he isn't. Damn, you gotta fucking respect that character, right? He kills his lover, and that definitely drives him over the edge more. And the main character David basically is like, hey, one day, like the main's like, hey, if I lose my arm, if I die or go psychosis, these arms, my tech is yours. And David eventually has to prove a point where, who am I? You know? And he decides to gain the legacy of Maine. And that's when he, as a character, lives the dreams of both his mother, who wanted him to be at the top of Asaka Tower, which is the main corpo in this series, and Maine, who wants to protect his family and just, you know, live a good life, constantly like have more tech to make sure that he can protect himself and protect everyone around him. I really like that. But I didn't realize until the last episode, I was like, because I was like, someone's dying. In a Cyberpunk story, everyone dies. Like, most of the crew is basically dead at this point. And I was like, is it going to be, there's another character, David's like partner. I was like, is it going to be her? I think Lucy? Or is it going to be David? And I realized they told us at the very beginning. There's the beginning sequence of him like running, and eventually his body starts cutting up into pieces as he's falling. And I was like, they put the symbolism at the very beginning about the constant chase for power, for money, for greed, or whatever, for your dreams, eventually will lead to your own death. But die as a legend, right? And it hit me like a truck. At that moment, I knew David was going to die. But I liked it. It really hit me hard, that like the story of Edgerunners. I didn't cry, because like I'm not afraid of saying that I cry about stuff, but like everywhere, everything all at once, that made me cry like a bitch for like solid 20 minutes during the movie and afterwards. This one just didn't hit me that, but I really liked the themes that it was going about, like, you know, pursuit and how it kills people and how we just glorify it and how we laugh about it, but how we all suffer from it, which is a big topic, right? About capitalism and like how it's fucking over everyone, but you like stuff. And I thought I liked that. And the romance plot, I don't know if I talked about this. This is my third reshoot about this video, but I love romance. I used to read a lot of it, and then I was like, it's just bad communication between characters, and that's not really good writing. That's just lazy. So I got tired of it. I love the idea that Lucy basically running away from her past, but doing everything that she can to keep a little bit of this happiness. Why do you want to go to the moon? Because it's away from here. Because I'm running. Not running towards something. I'm running away. So it's interesting, right? You have a character that's running towards a goal. And you have living for another person's dream. Running towards the dream. And you have Lucy, who's running away. She had it, could have it, and is running away. That's so good. Oh my god, that was so good. Anyways, you get these two characters in a relationship together. And Lucy eventually like all she wants is to maintain the bubble that they have, the happiness that they have in this moment. And she's trying so hard, to some degree, to prevent David from dying. Because she knows it. He knows it. And it's a time bomb. But you understand it. In this world, in this city, in this relationship, that's just what it is. A time bomb. And when it explodes, when you read something really good, like a manga or a book, you're left with the sensation of all of your emotional energy is spent. And you're just drained. And you just exist. You just exist here. You don't exist in the future, past. You just exist here. It's like the level. It's like I don't know what serenity feels like, but if I had to guess, that's what serenity feels like, where you just neither feel happy or sad. You just are after something like an experience that big. So Edgerunners gave me that, where I'm just like, but it was instead of serenity, like pure, it was more sad. You know, like watching a good friend of yours die, knowing that he was going to die, and he still continued with it anyways. And the acceptance of it to allow a person to let them go out the way that they do. Ooh, it gave me that. Fuck me. All the characters, even in the Cyberpunk, like everyone betrays each other. That part is just cool. So they didn't like try to super hide anything. There was actually a moment where like the escalation is happening. So like okay, everyone's gonna die, but like one will survive. So it's either gonna be Lucy or David. I don't know who, or maybe both, but I really doubt that. That would be really fucking like you could probably make it work, but why would you do that, right? And then the other hacker, I forgot to say, Kiwi, yeah. He basically starts off at the very beginning, it's like don't trust anyone. It's like okay, so she's definitely gonna betray someone. That's just good writing, right? That's just good foreshadowing. Tchaikovsky's gun, as they say. So we get that. And then they have this moment where the bad dude, the lapdog, the I don't know, the guys that give deals that works for the corpos, but not a corpo. And he comes to her house, it's like, oh, she's going to betray all of them. She's going to be the Judas. And then they have such a fucking emotional scene between David and Lucy's like, we should probably go our separate ways. I don't think this is good. Because, like, you know, it's the unspoken in that scene that's. I've missed this type of romance and writing where it's just like you it's not contrived. It's not talking about like I'm cheating or anything stupid like that. It's impending doom and how both these characters feel it, they know it, but they don't talk about it. It's like it's the best kind of not just lack of communication, because they know, but they're still walking forward anyways. Oh, you see how everything ties into the idea of walking forward, regardless of whether it's running or going towards or death. So good. And yeah, that moment was so tense. It's like, should we break up? And you see, like, you can see, you feel so much like she's doing all of this to protect you. And he doesn't understand it. He doesn't see it. Because he doesn't see him. He just sees everyone else. And fuck, it really fucked me up emotionally. I don't know. Maybe you see yourself in a bit of a character or whatever, self-sacrificing and all that, and like you don't understand the point of it, but you just keep on moving forward. Like a lot of these themes resonated with me. I this video kind of helped me understand that while I was talking about it. Just kind of like I saw myself in David. Like a lot of people would probably see themselves in David or Lucy or what, all these different sort of characters. That's why we relate to them, right? But yeah. So good. Now, on random things that I kind of want to talk about, Rebecca was such a fun character. I liked her. And the emotional expressions that were on her face throughout the entire thing was so good. I loved it. Even the way she went out I'd say she had the coolest death. It's like, we're having a fucking moment. And then she just gets. Adam Smasher deserves his name because he smashed her. Oh. You know when a lot of characters die? You just don't give a shit? I felt it. Like when I saw Adam Smasher, like, no, please. Please don't do it. And then died. Like that exact feeling in One Piece where, spoilers for One Piece. Skip, I don't know, a minute or two. Ace dies. And it fucking hit me like a truck. Because I didn't think they'd do it. And they did. And when you see the fucking lava fist go through Ace and he's like, and then you see Luffy just go like, and everyone's just like, what? It changed me. Shit was good. I really liked it. Becca was good. I love the casual nudity. Because look, if I could have a choice, I'd be a nudist easily. But you know, logistically, that's just not really a thing that you can do. But like them in a relationship, there were a few like steamy scenes, but it wasn't really sex, right? And I actually I like that. I like that a lot. A lot of criticism Game of Thrones, although like I don't even remember the sex scenes. I just remember the actual plot was really good. And I don't mean like plot as in titties. I actually mean the plot was good. And sex was just a part of that world. And I think that like it's not necessarily like not really an important thing to like put it in, but it does bring male viewerships in. Because they're like, hey, titties. And like, oh, I want to watch some fucking good grade 4K titties. So, you know, it drags people in. People can complain about it, but you know, money sells, so whatever. But I love the casual nudity of, you know, David just naked, slowly losing his mind, looking at a fucking TV. Then you just see Lucy come down, you know, titties out and all that, just hanging on the veranda. Because I'm like, that's exactly what these type of people would do. They go home, their cybernetic enhancements, their body is a temple. Their body is everything. We don't need clothes. These are pointless. This is for outside, for here. And also that serves as a double metaphor, like vulnerability, right? It's so good. And they're just naked in their house, communicating with each other. And I loved how lonely they still felt in that vulnerability. I love the cinematic shots. Although it's like animation, it was done so good. How even like these two characters start naked, nothing in between them but air, and still they just couldn't talk to each other until the very end. So good. The action scenes I think were I don't know, it's Studio Trigger. I'm not like the biggest fan. Like Arcane, where Vi gets her gloves and she just beats the shit out of those fucking poison tank dudes. That was hype. The scene between Echo and Jinx when they fight, that was hype. There was no fight scene in particular that stood out to me as it's a good fight scene. They were just memorable moments because this show I didn't care about any of the other aspects. Primarily, it was a pretty thing to watch. The color design was good, character design was good, but it was all the philosophical undertones within all the scenes of the characters that I cared about the most. But the last one, well, like in the fourth and fifth episode, where Main goes psychosis and like kills his partner, and they go out in a blaze, you know, die in glory. It's good. It's like 20 minutes of me just gushing about like the characterization, the philosophical undertones of all these sort of things. And I know that I'm repeating. I'll probably still upload this because fuck it, I don't give a shit. I just wanted to geek out on it. Because most times when I play game reviews, I talk about the things I hate. I'm like frustrated and I kind of glaze over things. So sometimes I just want to talk about shit that I love, shit that I like. I really like this. Not the type of like that I want to watch it again anytime soon. But it honestly, like, Halo, I don't even play Halo. When I heard that they revealed Master Chief's face, I'm like, even I know that's not what you're supposed to do with that character. He's a guy that's probably incredibly broken inside, but he just keeps on going. It's a cyberpunk story to some extent, right? That's who he is. Mandalorian did it fine. What the fuck do you think that you should do? Oh, like, fucking. Anyways. Warcraft with the stupid ass fucking love story of Gamora thing. It's a racial tensions between humans and fucking orcs. Allegory shit. We should work together, but we probably won't because of like bigger upper powers. That's what it should be. Not a random fucking love story shoved in. Oh my fucking god. I love Warcraft. I really wanted that to be good. Because I want to see Henry Cavill one day play as Arthas. And him ascending the frozen throne. If I one day make TV shows, like I'll make games, I'll make game stories and all that, but one day, if I have ever had to do cinematography, I would become a director and direct multiple movies. Just so that I have the chance to write the story for Sarah Kerrigan's rise to becoming the Queen of Blades, and Arthas becoming the like what's a fucking word? Lich King. Those two stories, I've already written the scripts and the scenes in my head. I'd love an opportunity to like put that to cinema, really. Like Cyberpunk, the Edgerunners basically has sparked my love for cinema, and also like cinema, like just creation. I don't know, media, everything, everywhere, all at once. Also was another one that I probably want to talk about eventually. But like, fuck, man, show's good. But yeah. And even if you don't like that, and you just like shit blowing up and pretty things going on and occasional titty and all that, I liked it. One thing that I will say that like I was just like, oh, Lucy's going to go to the moon. They're probably going to show us the last moment of that, right? Is it fucked up of me that I kind of... I guess it was trying to end it in a positive message, right? There was a part of me is like, Lucy, take off the helmet. So everyone dies. I'm glad she didn't. I really am glad she didn't. When she just basked in the sunlight and you see him, like the memory of him for his last moments, I'm like, you go. Say what you want with a lot of the problematic aspects of Japanese cinema and anime. I have yet to have an experience where you feel the full spectrum of human emotions in a moment that the Japanese can do. They're just fucking good at it. They understand the innate suffering of the human experience in a way that a lot of different creators fail to do. Koreans do it as well, but in a different way. And I don't know enough cinema from different parts of the world to kind of really comment on other ones. But yeah, the Japanese do it really well. But yeah, Cyberpunk. Loved it. The music I didn't actually like as much. The music wasn't very cyberpunk. It was very punk rocky to full rocky at points, and I was just like, it's not very cyberpunky. I guess that would be my one thing that I kind of didn't like about it, but it was just like, it's look, anything that I talk about at this point is just a nitpick, so I'm not even gonna bother. I wasn't a huge fan of the music, but I was just enjoyed a lot of the themes, philosophical themes, undertones, the conversation. The dialogue was really fucking good. The characters were really fucking good, entertaining. I liked all of them, even though all of them died. Great show. I'm just realizing what is this video for? Because like, hey, you should watch this show. I spoiled the entire thing, or you've already watched this show. I guess it's just an opinion piece. Tangent time. Anyways, if you are watching this, thanks. There's probably no ads on it, so hope you enjoyed it. Bye.